Alright, what is up guys, welcome back. Alright, so finally Sony has a PS5 event coming up on June 4th. Now they've been teasing this thing for what, months? I don't know, 6 months? I mean we've been waiting to see this console for so long, and it looks like we might see it come June 4th. Like, I think a month or so ago, they finally showed off the controller. The controller looks great. Not too sure if I'm a big fan of the white, but it does still look like a great controller. There is a black version, I believe, but they've just been teasing this console and they just have not showed it yet. They've given us a few features. They showed off most of the controller. We pretty much know all the details of the controller. But overall, we just have not seen this console yet, and we don't know of too many games that are going to be on the PlayStation 5. Alright, so I've got my own little list. I've got a 10-point list, or I'm sorry, a 9-point list of things that I want to see with the PlayStation 5, some of the features, and I think maybe some of these are confirmed already, I'm not too sure, but let's get right into it. By the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the intro clip, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I get slapped around by this cloud a little bit, but you know, it's a pretty interesting gameplay. It's pretty funny, you know, and it just goes to show you that, you know, you could be down, you know, 2 stock. I think I was down 2 stock, and you could just come back with King DDD. It's amazing. I was playing in Elite Smash, and you run into some interesting people on Elite Smash. And anyways, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. So coming up at number 1 on my most anticipated features of the PS5 is I'm hoping to see backwards compatibility for both the PS4, the PS3, and the PS2, and as well as the original PlayStation. I think backwards compatibility has already been confirmed for the PS5. Not too sure. I did see that PS4 it'll have PS4 backwards compatibility, but I don't know exactly how that's going to work, or whether it'll be a day 1 launch feature. But this includes the multiplayer. I want to see the multiplayer in backwards compatibility. You know, so if I want to go and get slapped around on Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3 multiplayer, I can go do it. And I think that this would sort of increase the amount of people that would buy some of the older games. Because if you've got a PS5 that can play all of these older games, I think some people will feel more comfortable going back and buying some of those older games so that they don't have to get a PS2 or PS3 or whatever the case is just to play those games. Also, if you sold your PS2 but you've got a lot of PS2 games, or you've got a lot of PS3 games or PS1 games, but you don't have the console, you can just pop it in and play it on day 1. Hopefully it'll be a day 1 feature. Like I said, I think I saw that PS4 backwards compatibility is confirmed, but I don't know if it's a day 1 feature, and I don't know if the other PlayStation consoles will be backwards compatible as well. Alright, next one would be wireless controller charging. This one's a bit, I don't know, extravagant. You don't really need this. This is not something that I'm necessarily begging for. It's not a, you know, it's not a die-hard feature that I would be looking for, but it would be super interesting if there was a console. Here we are, we're in 2020. It would be pretty sick if there was a console with controllers that were able to be charged wirelessly. I think that'd be pretty dope, but then again, that would probably cause the price to go up, or it would be pretty expensive to manufacture. And I don't know, there's not too many phones even nowadays that can you know, wirelessly charge. So again, just an interesting feature that I would like to see, but not necessarily a die-hard feature that I would be begging to see. Because I know for a fact that this is something that's probably expensive and that they really couldn't put this as a feature with the console. I mean, hell, the controller itself already has pretty decent features. A lot of some of the newer technology features, I mean, such as USB-C, which is, I mean, it's not that new, but it's better than having USB 2.0. I mean, this thing has a built-in microphone, for crying out loud. You don't even have to buy a microphone to be able to use to chat online with this thing. I mean, yo, I don't know too much about the Xbox Series X, but I've got an Xbox One, and yo, the idea that you can chat online without buying that stupid adapter and doing all these goofy things with the Xbox One controller, bro, it would just be a lifesaver. It would be sick if the Xbox One, like if the Xbox One X came out with a new controller, you know, years ago with the Xbox One X, whenever that came out last year, it would be sick if that had a built-in microphone, and I would have loved it. But anyways, we're not talking about the Xbox One, we're talking about the PlayStation 5, and it is pretty sick. It is like revolutionary. It's not that big of a deal, but it is pretty revolutionary that there is a microphone built into the controller. Now, I don't know about the Xbox Series X. I hope that it does. I don't know too much about the Series X, but I really hope the Series X does have a built-in microphone, because especially with, like I said, with the Xbox One X and the original Xbox One especially, it was just so annoying. You had to buy an adapter, and then Microsoft eventually came out with a controller with just a regular 3.5mm headphone jack. But anyways, look, I don't want to talk about Xbox. I've got an Xbox One, I've got an Xbox One X, I've got a PS4, and I don't want to make a console war or anything like that. Alright, here's another thing. Now, I don't know the specs for the PS5. I do know that it's got some pretty beastly specs in it. I believe the Xbox Series X has better specs. I'm not too sure about that, but I asked for this with the last generation, and I'm gonna ask for it again for this next upcoming generation. Look, I don't really care about resolution that much. Resolution is not nearly as important to me as frame rate. I want a really high frame rate, and you know, honestly, if the game's 1080p or even 720p, I'm totally down with it. Make that frame rate 80 FPS, 90 FPS, 120 FPS. I want good frame rate. I don't want to be playing Dark Souls 2, or Dark Souls. I know obviously Dark Souls is not on the next generation, but if Dark Souls 1 was a prime example, the original Dark Souls 1, not the remastered version, was a prime example of a game that was really, really good and had good graphics and had, I guess, a good resolution. I don't really know the resolution, but it looked good. But the frame rate was absolute trash, at least for Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 are a lot better, but that's a prime example of what I'm talking about. I want high resolution, but I want even higher frame rate. But if you can't make the good resolution, a high resolution, just make the frame rate beast mode. I mean, honestly, I do a lot of PC gaming, and honestly, one of the only reasons why I PC game is so that not necessarily I can get a high resolution, but so I can get a high frame rate. That's what I'm looking for. In fact, my monitor is not that good. I don't have a job right now, but my monitor is not that good. I really wish I can get a new one. But the point is that if I can get a high frame rate, I will be happy. I don't want to be playing the game and it's like, you know, doing a slideshow, a fast slideshow. I don't want to see that, bro. I want to get a high frame rate, and if you can, get a little bit of a higher resolution, but don't sacrifice the frame rate. Alright, coming up at number 4, probably one of the most important features that I'm looking for, and once again, I think this is like half confirmed, but I don't know how many gigabytes is going to be, but I want a 1 terabyte SSD. Okay, I want a 1 terabyte SSD. Bare minimum should be 1 terabyte, and I know this is expensive, and I'm pretty sure that it would raise the cost if it was 1 terabyte, or it would raise if it was maybe more than 1 terabyte. I don't know how many gigabytes is going to be the SSD. I do believe that there is an SSD. I just don't know how many gigabytes is going to be. And if you're not going to have a 1 terabyte SSD, these things should come with a bare minimum of 2 terabytes HDD. Like, honestly, but bro, we're in the freaking 2020, and we need to have a 1 terabyte SSD. I don't know what kind of SSD this thing's gonna have, like I said, but look, I want a 1 terabyte SSD. okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm sick of booting up the console and it's like an old dinosaur computer. This is gonna tie into one of my other features that I was looking for. It's not number 5, but it is a feature that I was looking for. Is when you install stuff from discs, I don't want to sit there for 2 hours waiting for it to install. Okay, I don't care if half the game is done and you can go and play it. I don't want to play a half-finished game. I want the game to install quickly from the disc. Okay, and I guess I don't have no idea if this even ties into the whole SSD and HDD feature. But look, I'm tired of installing games from the disc, not from online, and it takes like freaking 30 minutes. Like, come on. This is one of those things that I miss about the 7th generation and backwards, is just, you know, you plug in the disc or you put in the disc or whatever, and that's it. You play the game. You don't have to worry about installing this and that and blah blah blah. Now I get it if there's updates that you have to download from the internet. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about freaking putting the game in and waiting for the game to install off the disc. Well, hey, it's better, at least in my opinion, it's better than downloading a full game from the PSN network, and it uses up all your data and whatever else you've got, and it takes, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours, whatever the case is, depending on how big the game is. And then on top of that, you got to download updates, which are probably half as big as the game. Then you got to download DLC, which is the size of the game, and it's just a whole big mess. All right, number 5, I think we're at number 5. Yeah, number 5. I want this console. Now, they haven't showed the console yet, but I want this console to not be ugly. Look, I gotta be honest, I don't want the PlayStation 5 looking like the Xbox Series X, you know what I'm saying? That thing looks like at the World Trade Center, man. That doesn't look like a console. That looks like a Best Buy refrigerator. Please, Sony, stick with the PS4, stick with the rest of the normal consoles. I mean, I don't know what the deal is with Xbox and, you know, their gigantic VCR, you know, refrigerator looking consoles, man. It's like, I mean, why can't you guys just make a normal looking console, dude? The Xbox One, I mean, the original Xbox One, you couldn't even sit it upright. I mean, are you kidding me? All right, look, but this is not about the Xbox One, okay? I'm sorry, not the Xbox One, but the Xbox Series X. Alright, I don't even remember what number we're on. Man, you guys let me go off track. Alright, I think we were on number 7. So look, I mean, number 7, I think I already mentioned it earlier, but look, I just wanted large storage, okay? I want large storage. I want at least 2 terabytes HDD space, and if you're gonna have an SSD, which I think the PS4 is gonna have, it needs to be at least 1 terabyte. And if it's not 1 terabyte, then, you know, whatever. I mean, games are becoming increasingly more large, and we really need a lot of space, and we can't be skimping out on the storage. Alright, number 8 was I want a quick install from the disc, but I think I already mentioned that. We already talked about that. Like, see, I told you. Some of these we already talked about early on, but I just didn't put the, I just didn't mention the number. But, you know, some of these I have mentioned, but it is what it is, alright? So number 9 is, well, here's what I want. See, look, I know I keep bringing up Xbox, and I don't want to keep bringing up Xbox. And like I said, man, it's not about a console war. I don't believe in that. I've got myself an Xbox One. I've got a PS4. I've got a Nintendo Switch. I got to do 2 Nintendo Switches. I've got a mini SNES. I've got, you know, I've got a lot of stuff. I got a 360. I used to have 2 360s, but I don't have one anymore. I've got a PS3, and I need an original Xbox, but I don't have that. But anyways, look. Xbox has things that are really, really great about it, and PlayStation has things that are, you know, really, really great about it as well. But look, number 9, I want free-to-play games such as Apex Legends or, you know, whatever the case is. I want them to be free to play online with PlayStation Network. Okay, you don't, well, without PlayStation Network rather. I don't want to have to buy PlayStation Network to be able to play a free game. With Xbox One, or yeah, with Xbox One, I don't remember if this is with the 360. There weren't that many free to play games, but on the 360. But I do know that with the Xbox One, you have to buy Xbox Live in order to play online. I don't like that. Okay, so if there's a game that's free, you just should be able to play it. So like Warface or Warframe or whatever the case is, Apex Legends, Fortnite, whatever you kids like to play these days, I want that to be free to play online so that you don't have to buy PlayStation Network. Alright, so I tried to make this video in under 10 minutes, but that did not happen. So it's all good in the hood, boys. But anyways, I guess I tried to go through my 9. I was a little bit all over the place, but I tried to go through my 9 things I'm hoping to see with the with the PlayStation 5. So anyways guys, what are some of the things that you guys are expecting? The reveal is going to be on June 4th. It's now May 30th at the time of this video that I'm recording this. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like rating if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you have not already, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Whoa, wait a minute. First of all, I gotta thank you guys. I got 11 likes on the last video. Yo guys, calm down, man. It's just YouTube. All I asked was for 1 like. I just wanted 1 like, okay? Take it easy on that like button. So I'm gonna ask you guys this time around for 2 likes, since you guys decided to go so ham on the last video. Alright, so if you guys can get me 2 likes, then I will make another video on what I want to see from the Xbox One X, or the Xbox Series X, or whatever the hell the thing is called. Peace out.